You may have heard how important AI is and how it can 10x the speed of your job search, and you don't know where to start. Where I'm seeing a lot of people using generative AI is at areas you don't want to use it. So, writing your resume, writing your cover letter, your LinkedIn profiles, the more generic it is, the less it stands you out. So, those are not the first places I would start out with generative AI. You can absolutely use it to review. But there's one area, my favorite area, where I highly recommend you to use generative AI, and that's to find out your target role and target companies. It's such a beautiful way to leverage all the research which they have been fed and find out what you need. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through this exact steps I've been using with my clients to help them come up with target list of companies in a matter of 20 to 30 minutes. And 20 to 30 minutes because we want to be very targeted. We don't want the first prompt. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Shubh. I am a job search strategist and career coach and a former corporate recruiter. I'm also a LinkedIn top voice. So if you don't already, please do follow me there. And I have recently launched a public Instagram account. So if you want to ask me questions, I host AMAs over there. So do remember to follow me there as well. So let's start with step one. If you're looking for a role, the step one cannot be using ChatGPT. Now you need to know where you're going. And I'm using ChatGPT as a synonym for all generative AI. I just use ChatGPT the most, so that comes as the first natural name to me. So the first thing you need to do is to find out what are the inputs you need to give ChatGPT. And that's where you need to know what's important for you for your next role. How do you find out about that? One of the exercises you could do is looking at what are some areas of experience and areas of interest which you have. So look at your resume and see which industries you have experience in. List down all those industries and see if there are any patterns. Now, when you're making it big industry, say you're making tech, what is tech? Tech can be anything. It could be health tech, med tech, fintech, payment tech. It could be social media. It could be big data. It could be tech consulting. It could be tech products. I mean, tech is huge. So now you have to get a little bit more specific. Think of what exactly in tech do you have experience in. Even if you don't have industry experience directly, have you done projects, consulting assignments in those industries? And write all those down to see which one you have most experience in, which one you are keen to go into. Then look for what are some of the industries you may be interested in moving forward. It could be AI, it could be cloud, it could be cybersecurity, whatever have you. Write those down as well. So once you've got that initial list of what could be potential areas, now we want to come up with actual industries. So this was just your brainstorming for 5-7 minutes to come up with some industry name. The second step in the process is to now use the help of AI. Now, would I go and say, can you tell me names of companies in these industries? No, I wanted to hone it further. So I would write a prompt like, you are a recruiter or a career coach who helps people get a role within a chosen geography. So you need to have a defined geography. Or you could even say within 2-3 geographies. And then you look at asking ChatGPT, here's a resume, and I'm looking at finding out what would be the most suitable top 5 industries I could get into. Here are some of the areas of interest. So that list which you generated, you feed that. You don't need to worry about formatting, just copy paste, put it all there. And then ask, if you have visa restrictions, by the way, you can put it there. For an Indian national who wants to work, which countries and companies could I look at? If you have a restriction in terms of size of companies you want to go, feed that in and say, what would be the top 5 industries I can target in Singapore that are growing if I want to grow my career using my experience and my interests. Then see the magic. It will tell you the top 5 industries, including some of the companies in that industry, but very initial list. Now your job comes to see, are the industries relevant? Do some research. Just feed into Google to see what kind of opportunities are coming up from that industry. Spend 10 minutes to just find out if it works for you or not. And then give ChatGPT the prompt of writing, can you create a list of 20 companies in each of the following categories? You could use all the 5 industries, or you could narrow it down to 2, 3, whatever you're looking for. I want to be working with companies that are growing in your geography of choice and have a revenue of 50 million to 500 million, $1 billion global presence, whatever your criteria is. So you need to know your criteria to be able to feed that information. So your step 3 basically is taking the information of the industries, finalizing which are your target industry, and then making sure that you find something or names of companies there. And then ChatGPT will give you the list of the company. You can ask it to create a table with name of the company, size, revenue, turnover, size of employees, where they are headquartered, whatever you wanted to know about the companies. And voila, within a matter of seconds, you have 20 companies in each of the industry you would be targeting. Would I look at it as my final list? No, I would still go ahead and look at some of the companies. I would still do my homework. I would still search for competitors of some companies. For example, I was working with a client who comes from payments. And when I was asking him, he went into, oh, I'm looking at companies like PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, Amex, the top 3, 4 companies. And then we did this exercise and we came up across companies which were in payments, not that big as these companies. So companies like Airwallex, Revolut, Aspire, Wise, all these came. And then when we expanded it further to payment solutions or payment technologies, it gave names like Fiserv, which this person wasn't looking at. For Singapore, it gave names like Red Dot Payments. So you need to expand the reach of your job search. Instead of having 3 to 5 companies, you want to have at least 35 to 40 companies. And ChatGPT makes it so much easier. Earlier, when I used to work with clients on that, it used to be a homework and they used to spend hours to create this list of table. Now, within 20, 25 minutes, we are able to co-create a list of at least 35 to 40 companies, sometimes even more, which the people can start targeting already. So try this exercise and tell me how it worked out for you. If you haven't used generative AI in your job search, this would be one of the best areas to start doing that. So I look forward to hearing from you. And if you have any further questions around how you can further hone your prompts, or how do you find adjacent industries, etc., drop in the comment and I might reply with the answer or a short video explaining that. Until next week, go make an impact. All the best for your job search. This is me, Shubh, your career growth partner, signing off.